distance learners, tune in to me real quick. Everyone in person, please quickly close the lids of your Chromebook so I have your undivided attention. Thank you. For our closing discussion today, we've already previously touched upon it, but to remind you, we're going to describe what we've learned today in one word. So the setting in which the workplace is, what the workplace conditions are like. But we're going to do it in two different mindsets. You can answer this as if you were a worker. So the descriptive word you use could be describing it through the eyes of a worker, how you feel about the working conditions, the working parameters, or you can do it from someone like Carnegie, the business owner. You could just use the word to describe what they think or feel about what's going on. You can use it directly from the text that we just read. You can draw your example from there, or you can draw it from the Inventum slides, or just anything else we've talked about previously. Our first person to share with us is Logan. What one word do you have for us?
Unfair.
Unfair. Expand on that.
Not only with the workers, but I feel like many people get kind of copped out towards like with money-wise and business-wise, and again like with the workers, I think it's just unfair.
Is the wages and the parameters in which they're working under unfair?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you apply unfair to the business owners?
It's almost kind of extreme in a good way for them. Like it's almost like they're getting too much. Like they're doing all of this, and it's like I think there should be more taxation on them. There should be parameters limiting how many, like again, the workers, or limiting something.
I like it. You're getting at worker legislation, worker rights, but you're also getting at antitrust laws, breaking up these big monopolies. What would you like to add?
I feel like the word would be like control, because like if you were to work in factories that would like lock you in and like control what you did, would control your hours, you didn't have much freedom on what you said.
Okay.
I thought the word like crucial was like in the text before like loaded. You know, everything is really crucial. Saying you get a minor injury, you lose your job. You don't have any payment.
Very good point.
You know,
Probably from the business owners, like cheap, they kind of did the cheapest option, and they weren't like really thinking, because it, like reading the article, it sounds like they weren't really given a plan in case a fire started or something. They was like every man for himself, like they weren't really.
Two areas I want to expand upon that you guys brought up. You did very well. In terms of control, we haven't looked at garment factories really specifically in the situations around them. For a lot of the females that worked in various garment factories, there was housing specifically owned by the factory and built right next to the factory for the workers. Their home were these little apartment-like rooms where 2 or 3 of them would live. That you bought your food, your supplies, anything that you wanted, you bought from the business in its own store. They basically controlled every aspect of your life. There was no home, there was no separation between work and home. It's very good. Luke, what's a word you got?
Has dangerous already been used?
It's not. Expand upon that.
I said dangerous because their working conditions were always super dangerous with like hazards and just there really were no precautions taken for their concern, their health.
Believe it or not, OSHA did not exist. There was no Health or Safety Administration. Like we talked about sheep, business owners could set up their factories any way they wanted. They weren't very concerned about the longevity of their worker. They were concerned about how much money could they bring in and how quickly could they do it. Anyone else like volunteer to share a word before I pull into the card? Sydney, what word you got for us?
I was gonna say unfair too, and I was gonna say dangerous.
Okay, unfair, dangerous. Well, remind us, why was it unfair and dangerous?
I think it was unfair because, like, they can call you men, and you didn't have, like, much very safe.
Very much so. Yes, you had very little choice of what you did for work, how you lived your life. And also you had no choice in the fact that you could die going to work that day. One of the favorite areas of study when we look at the Industrial Revolution is the child labor. We looked at it when I was in college specifically. Children, smaller females, smaller adults in general were recruited to work in these garment factories because of the sewing machines. They wouldn't stop production or the machines when working. If something went wrong, if one of the spools was going, they had like small hands, small fingers to literally stick their hand in there while it was moving to fix it. Talk about the dangers of it. All they were concerned about was how much could they produce, how much money could they make off of this. Any last comments or concerns regarding what we covered today from any of you all? You all did wonderful today. Ella, remind me when this is due? Friday? Very good. How many sentences do I expect in the paragraph? 5. And where do we turn this in at? Very good. You're all free to continue working on this word mentum. We'll bring the wipes around in about 30 seconds.